And joining us now is Member of Parliament of the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction, Priyanka Chaturvedi. Ms. Chaturvedi, appreciate your time here on NDTV. Today, it is the case of Shinde-led Shiv Sena, where the party MLA, Sanjay Gaikwad, is at the center of a controversy. My question is that it's certainly running across parties, this kind of vandalism, perhaps a sense that they can get away with. Is there enough political will among parties, across parties, to condemn these actions?
No, actually, these are two different issues here. The person who is beating the canteen worker is an elected representative of Maharashtra. He's an MLA in the assembly who comes with a whole lot of responsibility, and that responsibility and maturity should have come from him. And it's also different simply because Eknath Shinde's faction has been repeatedly indulging in this. If you remember, when Kunal Kamra, stand-up comedian, had made a joke, cracked a joke about Mr. Shinde, their entire set of people had gone and broken down that studio which was a means of livelihood for several people, several other stand-up comedians, and they did not just stop at that, they were felicitated as well. Did not stop at that, they moved a privilege motion in the assembly against the stand-up comedian, and today that privilege motion, yesterday it was cleared. So they have gone on a rampage, and even now we haven't heard a single word of condemnation coming from either the Chief Minister or the Deputy Chief Minister, who happens to be the president of this party. So clearly, I mean, when you are in government, there are some separate rules and some questions asked of the government. While if it was a member of the opposition, we would have breathless coverage as well as debates on that particular issue. So yes, when you ask me about political will, I think political will, especially with, brazenly going ahead with your power and power hunger, is pretty obvious that it is missing where accountability is concerned in this particular case.
But NDTV has been raising this issue since the morning as well, ever since that footage came out, ma'am. So my question then is, of course, about accountability mechanism. It will be different for those who are in power than those who are in opposition. But what is expected certainly of politicians is that when it is about hooliganism, when it is about them targeting innocent people on the streets, only because they may or may not know Marathi, how is this really assertion of cultural identity or linguistic identity?
So, okay, one more thing which I did not differentiate between what happened with regards to this MLA vis-a-vis what happened with regards to a language issue. Firstly, it wasn't a language issue, it was an issue of disrespect. Out of 12 crore people in Maharashtra, over 1.5 crore come from other states. In this particular case, there was an incident which went out of hand, and there was a law and order mechanism which was followed. And these people were detained, and they were booked under some sections which were bailable, and they got the bail. So they followed the process because they had flouted the law and order situation in the state of Maharashtra. In this particular case, you will not even have an FIR against this man who is an elected representative. In this particular case, there will be no one to speak up against him. In this particular case, he will get away scot-free. So let's understand these issues here. An elected representative gets away by hitting the person violently, a worker violently, and he also goes on television channel to claim that what he did was the language he should have spoken, has spoken as an MLA. Again, I've also given you a past history of what this party has done. In this particular case, yes, there was an issue with regards to disrespect to a language which is a classical language, disrespect to the state where they are making their money and they have got these opportunities, and it went out of hand, which was adhered. The cops managed to file an FIR and also went through the entire process of detaining them and releasing them. So I'm not trying to justify anything, I'm just trying to make you aware of the fact and the difference that we see in two such issues.
Is there some kind of quiet tolerance when it suits the narrative? Because if you look at it, Ms. Chaturvedi, there is this case of MNS and UBT now coming together. So they realize that when it is about emotive issues, this is one issue which can actually unite non-Marathis behind the Thackerays.
No, again, the two brothers were on a stage for what purpose? They were on the stage for a purpose where the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Shah Sena, Amit Shah Sena, and the NCP Ajit Pawar had released a GR which was saying that Hindi as a third language should be compulsory from grade 1. The argument was that why should a language be made compulsory, and if Maharashtra is going to get Hindi as a compulsory third language, what are the states which are Hindi speaking have as their third language? And the Bharatiya Janata Party were pressurized not just by the political parties but also various people, various sections who were outraged about this. That imposing a language is not the right way of ensuring that people learn the language. Having said that, when the GR was taken back, that is when the both brothers came on stage for that particular issue. And that particular issue has resonated across the length and breadth of the state. We are not against the language. Please understand, even I am Hindi speaking, not against the language. We have an entire Hindi film industry working out of Mumbai. We have an entire Hindi television industry working out of Mumbai. And like I quoted a figure, out of 12 crore people in the state of Maharashtra, over 1 crore come from various states which are Hindi speaking. Why is it that these 1 or 2 incidents vis-a-vis 1 crore people happily coexisting with the people of Maharashtra does not raise an eyebrow? So 1 or 2 incidents could also be due to a lot of provocation. Now please understand, even a BJP MP, sitting member of parliament from Jharkhand, is making extremely provocative statements about people of Maharashtra. And we've had a former MP of Bharatiya Janata Party who's also a very famous Bhojpuri actor who's again making provocative statements. So this hypocrisy that is coming from the BJP is something for them to address.
And your former MP calls, becomes a judge in his own party office after he summons 2 people and then allows 1 person to be slapped.
Again, let me also tell you, because again there's a narrative which was spread with regards to Mr. Vichare was absolutely incorrect. The person, this was a fallout of a fight that had happened between the shopkeeper and a party worker. He was a Shiv Sena UBT party worker. He was violently hit just because he was asking for a prepaid mobile connection.
Yes.
An FIR was filed by a lady who protected him at that point of time. And Mr. Vichare had only called these people to the office to ask them why did they hit the party worker. And that is when it escalated. It had nothing to do with language.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with, trying to impose something. It was trying to reconcile 2 sections which were fighting. But it's just that, unfortunately, that all television channels portrayed it in such a manner that it was about the language. Please understand, Mr. Vichare, and I have personally attended various events at Mr. Vichare's constituency, which has a large number of North Indian population.
Okay.
And I have attended those events and those rallies where he celebrates the diversity that is there in his particular constituency. So that is absolutely incorrect charge to make with regards to Mr. Vichare.
Okay.